Hey guys, on this episode of Gaming and Collecting, Alex recounts her recent trip to Anime Boston, going over the event and all of the weirdness she experienced there and just the general quality overall. Was it a good time? Was it an improvement over last year? Well, maybe not last year, whatever the year we went. Anyways, listen to find out. Enjoy the episode. So how you been?
I
You
have
have
a
a
feral
cat.
animal.
I think it wants to go.
What do you mean?
It's climbing over you and screaming. Yeah.
It always does that. It's very
Yeah.
rude. It's very, very rude. Anyways, it's raining out. It's been raining all week.
It's been raining for like 3 days straight, and the weather keeps saying it's going to snow, but then it keeps going, like pushing farther and farther
Well, because
away.
it's not warm enough. It's not
Cold enough.
it's not yeah, that's the word. You know
I
the
hope
things.
I hope it doesn't snow, just because that would be so
Hi
annoying.
ho, hi ho, we're off to work we go.
Like,
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Hi ho. I don't know why that came into my head.
like
But
March.
it was
March, I still will understand the snow, but we're in April now. Like, I'm done with it.
yeah. I'm over it. I'm over it. I have the hiccups.
You always do. It's a running gag.
It is. Start the counter now. One. Just one.
You know what sucks about the rain though?
What?
Amazon
People
will
drive
just
like dingus.
well that's expected, but Amazon will just leave your packages in the fucking rain and they don't give a shit.
Yeah. I've been holding off purchasing any manga because of that.
I bought a new bookshelf thing and it was sitting in the rain all day, so that's great.
So it's soggy.
The box it's dry now, so hopefully nothing inside got wrecked.
All right.
Yeah, they left. They didn't even try to put it underneath the overhang. They just left it directly in the open rain. And I was like, really?
Aw, I hate when they do that.
Yeah, the worst part is too. They take a picture of it and they're like, delivered, and I'm like, thanks.
Thanks. It's soaking wet.
Did I tell you one time? Did I tell you one time that they did that and like absolutely ruined what I ordered? So
Yeah, I think wasn't it manga?
No, it was another shelf.
Uh,
See, manga they'll put right near the door, so at least it's somewhat under the overhang.
yeah.
Any thing in a box, they're too lazy to carry to the door, so they'll just leave it right as close as they can get it without
Oh, snake. Sorry.
as close as they can get it to the door without like causing basically to get their photo.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was left out in the rain all day and it got fucking destroyed. Like it soaked through the box and actually warped all of the wood pieces inside.
Oh, damn.
So I just like straight up bullied Amazon until they gave me my money back.
Yeah. I don't understand why you have such a problem with Amazon. I don't think I've ever not reached done
they always,
customer service through them and not gotten my money back. They don't even question it. Like, I don't understand why you have such a hard time. Like, I've never had a hard time.
Maybe because I'm super recurring and they're just tired of me at this point. Or they have a vengeance or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I just don't get it because, like, every time, like, remember my gummy bears? I sent you the video of the gummy bears that all came as like a giant gummy mass, and I emailed them. I was like, "Can I please have my money back or some new gummy bears?" And then I was like, "Nah, just the money back because the gummy bears are gonna come back." And they were like, "Sure." I was like, "You need a picture?" And they're like, "Nah, we trust you."
Yeah, for me, they're always like they need like forensic evidence, and I'm like, what the? I'm like,
what did you do to Amazon?
I don't know. They're fucking. It's probably just a different. You just got lucky with the bots, probably.
I've like never had any issues.
Yeah, basically though, like I had to bully Amazon by pestering them daily until they finally just gave me my money back to make me go away.
Yep. Hey, Schmoopy, get away. She was licking the floor yesterday. Like she was
She's
licking. I was just like, don't do that. And I think she's doing it again. Schmel, stop. She's a little shit. I love her, but oh my god.
She's a cat.
Yeah, she's something. She's something all right. Oh, like I'm doing laundry right now. I took the clean laundry, like literally right before this, took all the laundry that just came out of the dryer, put it on the bed. Who comes stomping over and walks all over the fucking laundry? That little shit. I'm like, God, fuck you. Don't lick the floor. I might have to get up to make her stop. Oh.
She'll just do it out of defiance at that point.
Schmelp! Come here. She's coming over. Stop licking the floor. That's the only downside of having the wood floor. Is carpet.
Well, she would lick the carpet.
She would lick the carpet too. Yeah, she's just a freaking weirdo.
She's a cat. They're just weird.
The floor. Yeah, she's especially weird. Like, she's her own breed of weird. I think the viewers and listeners have already noticed that she's something.
Yeah.
Something.
It's only been 3 days, but it already feels like an entire week.
I know. Like yesterday, I was like at dance, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's set class. It's Thursday," and then it was like, "No, it's Tuesday." And I don't usually go to dance on Tuesday, but I can't go Friday because I'm getting my hair done Friday. Oh, you got itchy? She's rubbing on my hand.
It's been that week for everybody though.
Yeah, everyone I've talked. I feel like it's the weather because it's been crappy all week, and it's just like, give us some sun.
Yeah,
give us some sunlight.
It's been weird everywhere because I've seen other people on like the servers have been like posting like it snowed, and I'm like,
what?
Wow. Yeah, it's just like
topsy-turvy. Please, not here, please.
So, did you forget it was April Fool's Day like on Monday?
No, I knew.
I forgot, and I was completely unfazed by everything I saw. Like, I was just like, oh, that's cool. And then, like, the next day, everyone was like, we were kidding. And I'm like, oh, cool. I was like, oh, so you're not retiring. Anyways.
What is she doing? Schmel! Now she's in the mud room. Get Come here.
Well, now she's just going to annoy you to like just out of defiance.
No, she's like coming over. Come here.
Yeah.
What are you drinking, Bill? Come here.
I just have like a sparkling ice because I was too lazy to go get another drink.
Fucking loser. Can you read the nutritional facts, please?
No.
Read the facts. Aren't you gonna ask me what I'm drinking, Bill?
Are you gonna read the facts?
No, I'm not.
If you do, I'll meet you. I will meet you.
That's what I'm reading.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Sprite.
Your crack addiction, right?
Yes, the 20 fluid ounces of deliciousness, 1.25 pounds, points. Is that what PT is? Is that pounds or pint? What the fuck's on pints? Did you mute me?
No, you would be able to see if I did.
230 calories. Oh, that's a lot of calories.
Don't you miss Sierra Mist?
No, Sierra Mist fucking sucks.
It's the same fucking thing.
No, they are different. If you taste Sprite next to Sierra fucking Mist, you will see there is a difference.
It doesn't even exist anymore now. It's like Starry. Which is the dumbest name for a soda.
Taste different. And everyone will agree with me in the podcast discussion Discord. Agree that Sprite and Starry taste completely different. They do not taste the same. Sprite is distinctive. I'm not done. Sprite is distinctively different tasting. It's better in every fucking way. It's like like Starry just has that artificial sweetness in it. That's just bleh, gross. Hate it.
You remember
Sprite
Walmart brand that was
Sprite.
like, it's like lemon twist or something?
I don't fucking care about Walmart. I care about the brand name, the brand name shit. None of that, unless it's my good boy Kirky, then like I'll mess with that. But if it is Walmart, get out of my face with that garbage.
I'm gonna just next time I get you a Sprite, I'm gonna totally switch it with Starry and see if you even notice.
Well, what? I'm gonna look at the bottle and be like, "Wow, someone opened the Sprite. That's suspicious. I'm not gonna drink that." So,
So, you went to an anime convention this weekend.
I did. Yes, Bill wasn't invited. Loser.
No, I just didn't want to drive. That
Yeah.
was really it.
I'm dying. Sorry.
Serves you right.
Fucking dare you. Anyways, yes, I went to an anime convention, a convention that. Sorry, I had a snuffle. That was gross. That Bill hasn't been to since the last time I haven't been to, which was 2022.
Yep.
Yeah, because it was the first one after COVID, and it was Anime Boston.
And it
But
was
before-
utterly bad.
Well, 2022 was.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I mean.
But yeah, so I went to Boston this weekend. I had Friday off last week. So did Bill. And I went to visit my friend, and I got to stay at her apartment. I got to meet her adorable kitty cat, which was so sweet and just made me realize how much of a fucking ingrate mine is. Because I got cat snuggles from her cat, and I'm like, this little shit will just bite people. She's so mean. So adorable cat, and oh my god, I've never had a chimichanga before. Do you know what a chimichanga is?
No.
I didn't either, but it's a deep fried burrito, and oh my god, it made me realize that like there's like not like a good like authentic Mexican restaurant around here. Like I have not found one yet, and I want to find one because I want chimichangas. They're
That sounds like
delicious.
something. Considering how Mexican food doesn't agree with me in the slightest, that sounds like something that would be miserable for me in the long
Hey,
run.
it was worth it. It was worth every second. Oh, and I got like these tacos too that were like it was like brisket and oh, it was so good. Oh, and then I got a margarita because I was at a Mexican restaurant or a Hispanic restaurant, Hispanic food restaurant, and I got a margarita, and it was a matcha, what was it? It was like a matcha coconut margarita, which was like that sounds weird, but it was delicious, delicious. So I want more burritos and chimichangas in my life because it's freaking delicious. So my goal is that we need to find one, like an authentic one, because I love our other burrito place that we go breakfast, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you go for the burrito, it's not necessarily like like it's not the same. It's like a Mexican Spanish restaurant. So I'm gonna find one.
You just want me to
But
be miserable.
I mean, I will too. I'll suffer too, but it's worth the pain.
You
It's
want
worth
that though. I don't.
It's worth the suffering. It's fine. It's worth it. It's worth it for the good food and the good vibes. Anyways, and then my driving to Boston for the first time ever, I didn't have a hard time driving to Boston, which like knocking on some wood. But yeah, I didn't have that many issues. I mean, it took me down like a lot of winding back roads, but I feel like because there were so many one ways, it was harder to fuck up. So yeah, I didn't really have that many problems, which was pretty nice. But after that, the next day was the actual convention day, and we took the train in, and when we got on the train, there was no one else in cosplay except for us, and we got lots of stares. But my friend went as shit. I'm brain farting the character. No,
She
she
went
didn't
as
go
shit.
as shit. No, she didn't go as shit. Hold on.
It
I
was
had
so
the character.
memorable. Alex doesn't even remember.
No, it's a show that it was a character from Soul Eater. Give me a second. Krona. She went as Krona from Soul Eater. And I went as the wonderful Nikaido from Dorohedoro. And I did her look from when I don't want to spoil it, but it's when she's in like an orange jumpsuit with these fun little wings on her arms, little bat wing thingies on her arms. So I went as that Nikaido because I was researching Nikaido cosplays, and there was one particular one which is from later in the manga where she is very much not in any clothes, and I was like, I am not doing that. No, thank you.
Speaking of that, I looked up who Krona was on Google because I haven't watched Soul
Krona.
Eater. Yeah,
Yes.
I know. The purple pinkish haired character.
Yes.
Yeah. So I did the classic. You look up an anime character on Google and then you keep scrolling to see how long it takes you to find the porn.
You found it?
Yeah, it took about a couple scrolls. It wasn't that far.
Nice.
But yeah.
I mean, that's just part of it. But her Krona cosplay was really good. And there was actually quite a bit of Soul Eater when we were there. There was quite a bit, which was funny because
Was there a guy screaming the Excalibur song?
No. Excalibur was not there. But it was funny. So the night before, me and my friend are talking, she's like, okay, we need to plan out what we want to see. And I'm like telling her, I'm like, I'm sorry, but you don't plan. You just go. And she was like, no, we need a plan. I'm like, okay, we can make a plan, but I'm telling you, we are not going to follow this plan. She was like, no, we're going to follow the plan. We get there. Guess what we did not follow?
The plan.
The plan. Because it is a overwhelming environment.
You remember like when we went to Comic-Con with the convoy that one time and we all planned to stick together and then within like 3 seconds we broke apart?
The plan never works. The plan never works. But it was funny. So we're spending the night before looking at all the schedules, and like she's like going through and very innocently is like reading something and then just reads tentacle fanfic theater. Oh no, it got worse. And I'm just like, Jackie, no. Like, yeah, there was a weird thing about the event where like on Saturday the event goes from literally 8 a.m. to 1:45 a.m. Whoever was there the whole time, you're a psycho.
I mean, anime fans in general, I mean, I say this as an anime fan, we're all kind of psycho.
Yeah, but that's too much. There was an event starting at 11 called Slumber Party, which
that just sounds awful and bad.
I don't want to know.
I hope it's not co-ed.
I think it was. And
that's concerning.
There was many, and all the events after that at that point were all 18 plus events.
You see, that scares me at a convention like this because I see the people who go to these conventions.
Yep. But it was really funny because she's like covering over things, and I'm like, you don't want to go to that. You don't want to know what that means. I had to explain to her what AMVs were, which was a fun time. And then I got to show her some cringy ones that I found.
Oh, what you mean Sonic the Hedgehog animal I have become?
I should have showed her that one. No, I was just like, okay, I'll familiarize it with like the character you're cosplaying as, and she's like,
fucking love that
I get it, cringe. I will say the AMVs are pretty funny.
Hey, I love that shit because that's like my favorite fucking music.
Yes, I know you were watching AMVs. It's fine. But it was funny. So we were gonna go to some events, but then it didn't happen like I predicted because just the nature of a con. So back to the train. I've kind of been bouncing back and forth. This has not been a concise story. I am so sorry, listeners, for the confusion. But now we're back on the train. And also, it took a 10-minute walk to get to the train station from her apartment. So we are walking down the street, full cosplay at like 8 in the morning, and everyone is
Alex,
staring.
this happened. This is just a convention thing. You just get
I
used to it
know.
after a while.
I know, but still, like, she was like, there's a lot of well, because I was like, all right, I'm just telling you, you got to be prepared for the stairs. And she's like, stairs? She's like, okay. And then, like, we're walking. She's like, oh, you meant stairs as in staring, not physical going up the stairs. And I was like, no, just people staring at you. Like, why the fuck are you in a full cosplay? And I also forgot that, like, by wearing a bright orange jumpsuit, it would be very noticeable to every person walking around that I was right there. So I felt like eyes were on me the whole time.
Well, I mean, you remember when we went to Kineticon and we went to the baker and the brew right before, and then we were in full cosplay, and they didn't they kind of
They
looked at
didn't
us.
care at all, that which was pretty great. But everyone on the train cared, and we took the green line in. And the green line, the green line's a time.
It's either fine or it sucks. There's no good time.
Yeah, it was the it sucks range. Because it got griped in there. But we did eventually get off our train. And as the train got closer, there was progressively more and more weebs on the train, which made us feel more comfortable because we were like, okay, our people are here. We're going to the right place. So we get out, and then we gotta walk outside from the train station to get to the actual convention center. But the nicest thing was when I registered, I did the option of mailing pick up the badges to us. So I had the badges already, so we didn't have to go through the registration line at all, which honestly I recommend because it makes your life so much easier. And then you can also go in like all those side entrances and just get right in and not go through the main channel.
The
But
main hellhole.
but we were tired adults who needed coffee, so we said, fuck it, we're going through the main hellhole, and we got some coffee. And I will say, Blue Bottle Coffee is very good coffee, but damn, do they rip you off. My drink was mostly ice cubes, and I was pretty pissed.
So the typical.
It was a $7 coffee for a coffee about this big with ice cubes as this big. Ow.
She does a visual. She does a visual gag on an episode that we won't show the video of.
Go fuck yourself. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I got ripped off by coffee, and I was disappointed. But it tasted it was really good coffee. So
it's convention. You're gonna get ripped off regardless.
I know. I did get food there too, but I'll talk about that later. But so we get in, and there's so many people there, and they're all in cosplay. But then there's also, it's kind of connected to the mall, which is where we got the coffee. So there's the people who are just at the mall who are like, what the fuck? Like, why are all these weebs here? And then everyone's like, it's an anime convention. Fuck you. But there's a lot of cosplays, a lot of really good ones too. I got recognized as Nikaido quite a bit, which was pretty awesome. Because I wasn't expecting a lot of people to, because it's not like a super mainstream show, but the people who recognized, they appreciated my culture, my weeb culture. But yeah, so we got our coffee, and we were alive and ready to go. And then we walked in, and then we were like, wow, it's crowded. And I will say, security was still a little bit sus. They were not fully checking people over as they should have been. So
it must be a staffing thing, because the previous years before COVID, they had like full on lines, like 7 metal detectors. Like,
so I will say they did have a lot of staff there, but there was a lot of people. Not as many as when we went, like, because you could actually walk around the hallways, which was nice. I mean, it got crowded in points, but it wasn't like the last time where like you were shuffling just down the hall. So take that as as something. Anyway, so I was saying, so we get in and we actually start walking around. We're like, okay, let's go check out the artist alley, because I was down on the bottom floor. Big mistake. Artist alley was bad time. just very poorly, not poorly laid out. I mean, they laid it out the best that they could, but like there was just so many people in there, and it was like what was happening was like it was basically like a square with like rows, like 3 rows in the middle. So what was happening was people were going in a loop around the square, and then that first big corner was just like traffic jam, and it was just constantly like it was you were just stuck there. So in all honesty, you just couldn't see anything like actually
Yeah,
go.
that's what I remember from the last time we went, because it was like anytime I'd see something I wanted, like you could even like stop and look because the crush was just everywhere.
So I will say it was mostly just that corner. Any of the other booths, like literally, if they weren't on that corner, you could go and you could see it. And you could get up to the front. But at that corner specifically, I never looked at the art in because I couldn't see it. So I don't know how they did, but I'm assuming not great because it was so hard to just go and stop over there.
Well, I
Um,
just that's just a problem with conventions where it's like people nowadays just stop in the middle of the fucking aisle.
Yeah, they literally had people on all the corners saying, "Move!" like, "Move." But one thing I will say is that they announced it like 50 times in the artist alley, and I actually did see it happen. So, like my complaints from earlier, if you take pictures of someone's art in the artist alley, you are stealing. That is theft. And they were promoting that. And if you were caught doing it, you were kicked out of the convention. And I was like, honestly, round of applause to Anime Boston because you don't see that as often as you should. But it truthfully is stealing and it's a problem. And I was really glad that they were enforcing it and like saying like, hey, you're stealing and you will be kicked out of this event. And I did see someone get kicked out and I was like, good.
Good.
Um,
I still remember that jackass the last time who was
with
just
the
fucking
iPad.
in
The iPad
everybody's
dude.
fucking way. And
Yep.
the guy that elbowed me in the face. Yeah, that
Yeah.
guy.
So I will say that was really good on them. And I actually did get some art. Well, I ended up getting some keychains, some Dora keychains. I got a Nikaido and I got a Kaiman. But then I also got a Choppa because I love my boy Choppa. And I can't not get a Choppa keychain too. But she had really cute art, and I was just like, there and it was weird. So like usually with an anime convention, there's like a trend in cosplay, like, oh my god, everyone is this one series. I really didn't see it. Like it was pretty mixed. Like there wasn't a single series that I was like, oh, I saw 50 billion blah blah blahs. It was pretty good mix.
We're kind of in an
Um
off year right now, honestly.
no, yeah, I feel like a lot of stuff is in doubt. Like there's well, especially like Attack on Titan's over. And that was a big cosplay for many, many years. And I feel like that's kind of like not that it's gone, but like it's not, it's over. So it's just like bye. And then there hasn't really been like anything. I don't know. It was just really good mix, I would say, which was fun because you got to see a lot of cool ones. And I did see a lot of retro ones too. Like I actually saw a couple girls who were cosplaying as like I'm trying to remember the name of the series, but it's like very very old anime. It's a very old magical girl anime. Oh, Revolutionary Girl Utena. And I haven't seen a cosplay for that forever. And I saw like a couple girls cosplaying as like two of the main characters, and I was like, that's freaking awesome! Like, cool. And I hadn't seen that in years because that show came out in 1997. So that was pretty cool. And I will say too, like, have you heard that show Has Been Hotel?
I'm aware of it, mostly more not so much the show, more that guy that commissioned like the $1 million
Yeah,
fucking thing.
yeah. So that show only came out recently, and I actually did see quite a few cosplays for that show, and I gotta say, it's pretty impressive because that show it only came out not that long ago. So to see these people came with these full cosplays, like one of the
Anything that's super
characters.
popular doesn't surprise me. When it gets like
Oh
really
yeah,
popular like that, you're gonna find people that are gonna make like
oh
the
yeah,
costume.
but like these were like really detailed. Like one of the guys went as the character Adam, and like that's a detailed. You gotta put some work into that, and he like wears like this giant like mask face thing, and the guy killed it. Like, he looked great. So it was pretty impressive. I will say, like, the cosplays in general, like, some really good cosplays, like
Well,
really good ones.
did you see our friend Mr. Deodorant Man running around?
No, but I did see the Pikachu with the Pikachu in its face, which is always frightening. It's one of those blow up Pikachu costumes, but inside
Yeah,
where like the face is clear, he always wears a Pikachu mask and it's terrifying.
I never
Um
told you about the literal Deodorant Man at Rhode Island Comic Con, did I? Did I?
I don't think so.
I'll tell it now just because I never shared it. At Rhode Island Comic Con, there was legitimately a guy cosplaying as a speed stick, and he was giving out speed sticks to people that
Honestly, 10
smelled.
out of 10. That's wonderful.
It was kind of
Um
some people were calling him out because it was targeting, but like I was like, I mean, is he
hon-
wrong?
honestly, yeah. And I so that was one thing I had to tell my friend Jackie was that I was like, "Okay, I'm just telling you this now. You will smell BO at many points, and you will not be able to unsmell it." And she was like, "Okay, sure." And then she's like, "I get it. I get it. I smelt it. I
It's a
smelt the BO."
very it's not even just casual bo. This is like that burning your nose hairs smell that you're
Oh
like,
yeah.
what the like? When was the last time you showered, sir?
Yeah, it's one of those things that's unavoidable. But yeah, we ended up going around the artist alley for a bit. Planes were completely out the window, which I kind of knew was going to happen. And then we went upstairs because the artist alley was on the bottom floor. And then, oh, they had this cool booth that was giving it. I got this cool holographic bag that was free. So I was like, free stuff. I'm taking it. uh, everyone had those bags because everyone was taking it. But it had like one of those 360 ring lights. So you could go up there and like take a cool like slow-mo video of you on like the little platform with the light going around, which was pretty cool for like the professional cosplayers. Jackie was trying to make me do it, and I was like, no, I do not want to see that. So I didn't do it. But but it looked cool. Uh and then we
Alex
went
is like,
upstairs.
there was this really cool thing. I didn't do it, but it
I
looked
didn't
cool.
do it. It was cool, but like I no thank you. I hate photos of myself already. Um what was I gonna say? So we went upstairs and the second floor was the gaming. They had a game room and like the autograph signing room. So when you went in, it was actually board games that you could actually go and borrow, and you could just sit down and play a board game or a card game, which was pretty fun, I will say. We tried to do it at one point, but it was just too crowded, and we said, you know what? Let's just sit on the floor for a bit because my legs hurt. um, and
You guys
then
gave in to floor sitting.
yeah, we did. We did. That was the goal of like, okay, let's go play some games so we can sit for a minute. And then they were all busy and we are like, there's some nice floor over there. Let's pop a squat. And we almost didn't get back up. But we did.
At least you
Um
didn't sit directly in the middle of the aisle like some people do.
no, and some people definitely still do dumb shit like that.
Did you ruin any
Uh
photos?
not on purpose. I might have just from like not paying attention.
Well, I
Well,
meant,
because
do you remember the
so
classic like photo in the aisle, the busy aisle, like perfect place to do a photo?
oh yeah.
Where I would
It
deliberately walk past him because I was like, get the fuck out of my way. Like,
yeah. I will say so one of the things that was really funny about my cosplay was that so I was wearing a wig which covered my ears and then it had like a hood thing which also covered my ears. So I couldn't hear well for most of the convention. So if people were talking to me, it was very difficult for me to hear them. I basically had like earmuffs built into my cosplay. So I felt bad because I kept losing my friends, and I was like, "I'm sorry, I just can't hear you." It was bad. Um, it was bad.
that's what you had to teach them about the like the convention leash, just holding onto someone's bag as you
Yes,
walk.
so I did do that, and I had to teach them. But also, that was part of my cosplay. It was like I picked a bright orange jumpsuit, so you could always find me. So yeah, it was helpful. But we went to the gaming floor. We looked around the autographs. It was something. And then we went to the main shopping area, which was like all the vendors. Not small artists, so all the bigger vendors and stuff, which I didn't get ripped off this year on figures. I was smart and I stayed away from the booth that I knew was especially a bunch of rip-offs, which was the one that had them all in like the glass cases.
Ah, yes, the noob trap.
Yes, the noob traps. So I avoided them. I did get one figure. I got an Nendroid of Aruma from Welcome to Demon School Aruma, and I actually paid the price I would pay for online, so it was worth it. It was really cute. I was looking for the Gyoza Fairy, which is a Dorohedoro character and also has an Nendroid, but I didn't see one. So I did get Aruma though, which was pretty cute. And then my main look-ats were manga. Specifically, I was looking for the Magi manga because Magi's not really in print right now. I did get 3 volumes. They were pretty random. It was like 32, 29, and like 15. So 3 really random ones, but I saw them and I was like, yoink. And I grabbed them. So I got a couple of those. I will say there wasn't like stuff that I liked, but there was stuff that I was like, nah. Like I was like, I feel like I'm at that point of figures where it's like if I'm gonna buy one, it's gonna be something cool and interesting or something I really want.
So
And
Luffy and Luffy number 2 and Luffy
they
number
didn't
3.
have a lot of Luffy ones. I was a little disappointed. I don't know if they were all bought out. There wasn't a Gear 5, so I'm assuming that either they couldn't get their hands on Gear 5 or there just wasn't old. So yeah, I didn't get. I don't think I actually bought anything One Piece.
Who are you?
But it's just like I feel like I'm at that point where it's just like, do I really need another Nami figure? I like this Nami figure that I have. It has to be something standout in order for me to buy it because, well, as you know, Luffy is my favorite character. So that's the character I would buy multiples and multiples and multiples of. Or like Asaba Luffy. Those 3 are my favorite. I love those 3. And Chopper. I'd get another Chopper. But there wasn't really a lot of cute Chopper ones either. But yeah, it was the main way. It was split into 2 giant areas. And there's some cool stuff. Cool vendors. Definitely ran into some of the. I told.
Did Jackie found the porn booth?
Yes. So at one point we were walking and there's this big booth that's selling like anime DVDs and manga, and Jackie's like, "Oh, okay. I'm gonna peek over here," and I was like, "No," and she was like, "Why not?" And I was like, "No." I was just look at the body pillows, and she like looked up and she went, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah, that's hentai." No, for you, not for you.
Yeah, the classic like, yeah, I'll just look at the DVDs while Alex does something, and I look over and I go,
yes,
that's porn.
That's porn. It's always so funny to me that they're just like readily selling porn out there. Like it's just like, okay, it's there. I've never actually seen people buy them though. Like I see people browse, but I never see a transaction. I'm sure it happens, but I've never witnessed one. And it
happens early in the con and then discreetly. Like people are sneaky about it, or it's just the people who don't give a fuck.
Yeah. What else? Yeah. I was walking around, and then I met up with my other friend, John. That's why I was saying friends, because John also appeared. And John joined us on our adventures, and we ended up going eventually back down to Artist Alley. We were like, maybe it's not as crowded on the corner. And it wasn't as crowded, but it was still pretty crowded. And we were like, okay, this was a bad idea. And then we were all like, man, I'm freaking hungry. Because at this point, it was like multiple hours had passed, and it was like lunchtime. And we were like, I'm pretty hungry. So we went to go get a snack, and then we were like, well, let's see what's on the menu for the convention. I will say the food was actually reasonably priced. It wasn't too expensive. I got chicken fingers and french fries, and it was like $10, which is pretty decent for a convention, I will say. Jackie also got chicken fingers and french fries, so don't fucking judge me, Bill, okay? I see that face of yours, that judging smile. Sometimes you just want chicken tendies, okay?
I'm just reminded of the time that you made us drive all the way out to nowhere and wait 20 minutes to go to Texas Roadhouse just for you to get chicken fingers.
Nowhere. That wasn't nowhere. That was in Manchester, and we were living in Vernon at the time.
We still had to wait.
Drive.
We still had to wait like 20 minutes in the parking lot.
Bill, I wasn't there for the chicken fingers. I was there for the bread and the butter. That's why you go to Texas Roadhouse. You want that bread.
When you got chicken fingers, I was so disappointed. I was like,
Why? What? Why does it matter to you what I ordered at Texas Roadhouse? What did you order at Texas Roadhouse? You got a fucking burger or something, right? You got what you wanted, and I got what I wanted. Go fuck yourself. And I wanted fried pickles.
you were hyping it up like it
birthday-
was the greatest thing ever.
What? Because it is.
I was like, okay.
So I say to you, stop getting me off track. Okay. What else happened? Oh yeah. So we went and we got some chicken tendies. Don't fucking judge me, Bill. And they were pretty good. There was a lot of people in cosplay. I did find some other Dorohedoro cosplayers, which was pretty nice. But I ended up taking a picture with Shin. I forgot to give Jackie my phone though, so I don't have a photo of myself, but he has one, so maybe I'll find it someday. But he had a really good heart mask, like his face mask, so like in the show, which was pretty awesome. Let's see. And the third floor was like where all the panels were, and like where they also had like some cool little sets people could take pictures in for cosplays, which was pretty fun. Mostly people were chilling on the floor up there or waiting in lines to go into panels, and I was just like, peace out. It was also really hot on the third floor. That building in particular can't handle a lot of people in it without it just becoming a sauna. And it was pretty sauna-y. But anyways, guys.
A lot of sweaty human beings in costumes running around. So yeah.
So we ended up going, I think we ended up going through the artist alley and like the regular shopping area a couple more times. We found a couple cool things. Oh, my friend John. It was really funny. I almost bought Bill a joke gift, and then like because my friend John was also buying someone a joke gift, which he bought a Gojo body pillow, which was pretty hilarious. And they had a Shishomaru one, and I was really tempted to just buy it for Bill as a joke, but then it was like $80, and I was like, not that funny of a joke for $80.
It wouldn't even have been a satisfying joke because I would have just raised my eyebrow and just threw it away.
Yeah, which would have been, and that's why I didn't do it. I almost got you a Jock and Pop figure too, which I thought you would have laughed at, but the line at the Pop figure booth was so long that I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not standing in line for a joke." So I'm sorry, Bill. I came back empty-handed, but I had 2 jokes planned. There wasn't that much Inuyasha, really wasn't.
There rarely is.
Honestly, like a lot of like the stuff they were selling too. Like I was like, I don't know what shows this is from. Or like there was a lot of Yaoi, which was pretty funny. Which for those who don't know, Yaoi is
boy love.
Boys love. And I was like surprised like how much. I mean, I wasn't surprised, but I was like, oh, okay. There was just a lot of it, and I was like, oh, cool. Why not?
They're trying to get the females to buy stuff.
Oh yeah, and I mean they were selling out like crazy. I mean those body pillows sold out. The Sukuna one was pretty hilarious. Since he wears a robe, and it was very scandalous. And it was selling. That booth was selling like hotcakes.
Good for them.
Yeah,
good for them.
But there was some cool stuff, and then it's always awkward in the artist alley though because like you make eye contact with the vendor, and you kind of like, and it's the vendor that has no one in front of their booth, and like you feel bad, so you say something, but then like you're like, but I don't want to buy anything. I'm so sorry. And you're just like, I just felt bad that no one was here.
I just walk by and don't acknowledge them.
I know, but I feel bad. I feel bad, and I want them to be happy.
Well, I'd feel worse giving them that false sense of hope, to be honest.
Yeah, that is true. But after a lot of walking and a little sit break, we were like, we got there, I think, around like 9, and we didn't leave until about like 5. And on the train back.
Oh, well, you forgot to talk about how they were announcing over the intercom that you don't touch the cosplayers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they always announce that, but they had to keep announcing it, which is
they never used to announce it. They used to just have signs everywhere.
Yeah,
which even then was
not
like
consent. Yeah, that was being announced quite a bit. And I did see some like there's some cosplays where I was like, I mean, good for you, but I could not have my butt that exposed. Like there was one girl who like I think she was in a what was it? From it was a really cool cosplay, but I was like, holy cheeks. It was from Kill la Kill. That's the one with the fabric, the outfit, the school uniform that turns into a super suit, and she was the
Right,
shorter haired
right.
one.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, she was Ryoka, and yeah, like it was a very accurate cosplay, but I was like, I would not feel comfortable with my butt that out. I just wouldn't. There was a couple like that, and I'm like, more power to you, but no, thank you for me. Like
Oh,
I
so
could not do that.
what was your oh my, like, channeling your inner mom, just like you saw one cosplay and all you could say was, "Oh my."
Well, I'd say those were a little oh my because you were just like, but I I mean, there was a couple one. I always love when like just grown adult men cosplay as Anya.
That's a thing.
It's so funny. But the best part is when it's like they literally just put it on and then they just wear normal clothes underneath. Like there's this guy who's just wearing jeans and like a t-shirt, but just had the Anya dress over and the wig, but then was walking around with a backpack. And I was like, it looks so stupid.
See, my
But it
favorite
was
are the ones that don't
wonderful.
that don't wear the jeans and they're just straight up wearing Anya's school uniform.
There
And
was
then
a
it's like
couple of those too. I don't
they
think I saw a single female Anya. I think all of them were grown men.
well, the best one I ever saw, just because it was like hilarious how shocking it was this was at Rhode Island Comic Con, but there was a Yor cosplayer that walked by, and this was a very effeminate looking man from behind.
Ah,
Um, and I was like, oh, that's a nice Yor cosplay. And then they turned around and beard, and
yep.
I was like, you rock it, sir.
You're
Have a
like,
nice
all
day.
right, all right.
I was like, oh my, that's a. I'm like, hey, he rocks it well, I guess.
Yes. Oh, and for for guests, one of them was Baby Beard, which was this guy in a maid outfit with a beard. And two
Cool.
girls in maid outfits. And I was like, that's fun. But for other guests though, they did have blah 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 blah. Da, 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 da. I'm brain farting. Queen Bee. Queen Bee was there who does the outro, who's like pretty new to the anime outros and stuff, but she did the outro for they did the outro. I think he actually I don't know. I'm gonna say they just to be safe. They did the
The singer
outro.
is definitely more masculine, but I'm not going to assume anything.
Yeah,
So
I'm not sure, so I'm just gonna go with they to be safe. Just because I'm not sure and I don't wanna assume. But they were doing meet and greet there, and they weren't performing, but they were doing a sign in like a sign thing, in a Q&A, which was pretty cool. Because I really love their music. I mean, we both love the outro for Oshinoko, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, and after that, we hung out a bit more, and then that tiredness hit us all, and we were like, "All right, it's time to go. It's
you
time
can
to
only
go."
convention shuffle so long
Yeah,
before
you can,
your legs fall off.
and that's what I'd say. In the artist alley, especially, we were shuffling, and my hips were hurting. And I was like, "Let's get out of here." And she was like, "Yes, yes, yes." And it was good. She had a lot of fun though for her first. That was her first convention ever, which was a pretty big one to start out. So, and she was overwhelmed at times, but she had a good time, and that's what really matters. We took the train back, and again, lots of staring, especially because like as we got closer to her place, the less cosplayers and like
Well, the best is
many
when they
stairs.
ask you, "Are you cosplaying?" Your response is no.
No, I just wear this normally. No one really talked to us though. There was a man who was freestyle rapping though on the train back, which was pretty interesting. He
Good
did
for
an
him.
okay job. He wasn't bothering anyone. Well, he wasn't. I mean, he might have been, but he wasn't bothering me, so I didn't care. Um, and what else? Oh yeah, but the best part is so when we were walking there, we cut through this park, like this playground, and no one was there. Well, we were coming back and we went to cut through it again, and then there was a lot of children
Everyone
there.
was
So
there.
everyone was there. So we had to walk around and go a lot farther because we were like,
Oh.
oh shit.
Alex looked in and went, "Ew, children."
Yes, that is exactly what I did. And then we ended up walking back, and then I ate a quick little snacky before I left, and then I drove back home. And then
Just
we went to
to see your
Easter the
ingrate
next.
cat.
Yes, to see my ingrate who begged for food, even though I knew Bill fed her already, because she's a twerp. But the next day was Easter, which
Yep.
Bill can comment and narrate the story of. Go.
Not much to say. We went home to visit our family for Easter, and we finally got to see our mom's cat.
Tishy Boo! We did, and she was so cute, and she let me pet her, which was fun. But she ran and hid. But I knew that was gonna happen because strangers.
Yes.
It's really cute. What else happened? You got your Easter basket. You got Jenga. Have you played Jenga?
No, that's actually sitting over in the corner there.
Let me see it.
No, it's like
Jenga.
it's not
You see
close
the
enough.
Jenga?
It's not close enough for me to get. That's all I'm gonna say.
How fucking dare you? How dare you?
If you want to play Jenga, turn around.
I forgot that was there. Yeah, but we went home for Easter. Bill drove, which was great because I was very tired from driving.
Yep.
To Boston, but the drive wasn't too bad. It was pretty much just straight the 90 on
Yeah.
the 90 and took 9 to back home, which wasn't too bad. Yeah.
Yep. We came home and then we left.
Yep. Well, no, we came home, ate some good food. I tried a wig on. You were there for that.
Yep.
And then we went home. It was good. It was fun visiting home, but also then we had to go to work on Monday. But closing thoughts. My review of Anime Boston. Honestly, I will say definitely was a lot more fun when it wasn't as popular, I guess you could say, as anime is now, when it wasn't as crowded. Because even though they actually did close doors and they weren't letting people in after a certain point because they had too many people. And that is one thing I will say. They did do that this time because the last time they did not do that and you could not walk. So at least they were enforcing.
If anything bad happened that year, it would have been a disaster.
Oh, yeah, it would have been. But they were enforcing it, which was good. But still, like, I don't know. I just feel like they're so much more crowded than they used to be. And
the 2 previous years we went were nowhere near that as bad.
no, yeah. But I mean, I think that's more of a result of like just Boston is a big city and anime has gotten progressively more popular and it's just kind of happens now. It's like Comic-Con regular. Like I'm sure they weren't as big as when they first started, and now that it's become more mainstream, it's just grown a lot bigger. And I just don't think we'll ever get back to, how those old ones were, but I still had a good time. I think though the strategic plan would be to go on Friday, do your shopping that day when there's never nearly as many people because not everyone can get off on a Friday and go to a con. And then Saturday you spend for cosplaying and stuff. But buy your shit Friday and then cosplay Saturday and then boom.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of with cons in general, that's usually the way to go is like plan 1 is your cosplay, like just walking around day, and then plan 1 is you're like, okay, I'm here to shop. That is my goal day. So
yeah, I think also too the other major thing that kind of made the previous Anime Boston suck was the overly draconian fucking COVID policies.
Yeah.
Especially considering the time frame.
Yeah. And there was definitely, I mean, COVID's pretty much over at this point. There wasn't anything like that. So,
I mean,
yeah.
let's be fair, it was kind of over the last time we went to.
No, yeah.
Because going
No.
from the convention to the mall and seeing the fucking like nobody, like it was almost like a different world. Like it was.
Yeah, or just going from the convention, just walking outside, and just being like, oh, okay. Uh, yeah. So that was definitely nice. And I did have fun, and I would go again, but I would probably do the plan it out of like, okay, doing my shopping on Friday, and then I'm gonna go and cosplay on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what do
Yeah.
you think? Would you, after hearing about my time, would you want to go?
Depends on the time frame when it is and how traveling would be.
Well, I guess if in a perfect world, if you didn't have to worry about any of that, based on my experience, would you go?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Good to know. Maybe next year.
I'm just so I hate traveling now, so it's like
No,
I'd
I'm
rather
with
just
you.
I
I mean,
I
hey,
love
you're traveling later this month.
yeah, that's different though. That's for an event. Like that's not for a convention.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
will
like
say,
that's like my once a year trip. Like that's
mm,
not like
I
like
do
I'm
want
still
to try going to like a New York anime con
eh,
at some point. I just feel
I,
like it'd be fun to experience once.
I don't know. New York just kind of scares me. I'm not gonna lie.
You've never even been. Well, you've
I've been
been
to the
once.
city
Yes, the once in high school.
and it was miserable.
Yeah, in middle school, actually. Not even high school, middle
I don't.
school. So
I'd
you
rather go
gotta
to
give
like
New York
I don't know. I don't like New York. I'd rather go to like one of those big conventions. Like I want to go down to like one of the Philadelphia conventions at some point.
okay. I'd be also willing to do that. Like, is that where PAX is?
That's where too many games. PAX is in Boston.
Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. Uh yeah, I'd like to do too many games or something.
There's also MagFest is a big one that everyone brings up. I've been curious about.
And I'd like to do the Rhode Island Anime Con because we didn't do that last year, and I'd like to give that one a shot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm spoiled by the fact that that all the Connecticut conventions are in Hartford, which is literally 20 minutes away from us.
Yeah, it is pretty nice where we live in relation to getting to the convention center.
Yeah, because like we can go to Retro World and sleep in our own beds every night in between because we're that
Yeah.
close.
No, yeah. But I would like to try and branch out and like visit some friends too that we've made.
Yeah. It's just
from
it's
our
kind of
show.
kind of scary to fly right now
Why?
because all the Boeings that are blowing up in the sky lately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't want to think about that. Especially
Yeah,
since I have to.
it's just kind of scary because it's happening like on a weekly basis right now.
Yeah, that's scary, especially because like Boeing's
Well,
supposed to have really great manufacturing processes, so
yeah,
something
not
must be
anymore.
going really wrong. Yeah.
You didn't hear about the whistleblower, did you?
No, I didn't.
There was a whistleblower that basically leaked that they've been like quality standards have been shit for years, and they've been using like scrap metal on planes.
Well,
And
that's scary.
Yeah, and he mysteriously turned up dead a couple days later.
That's scary.
Yeah, that was a big story that was going
Oh
around.
my god. Was there like an investigation into like Boeing?
I don't know yet. I haven't followed it any deeper than that. I just remember seeing the
Ugh,
yeah.
that's
Might want to
scary.
I want to fly on Airbuses going forward,
Yeah, if you can help it.
or at least make
Jesus.
sure it's not a 747 Max.
Yeah, but still. Ugh.
Well, the Max is the one that's having all the problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But anyways, ending on that morbid note.
Anyways.
Once again, guys, thanks for joining. Did you just like throw up in your mouth?
Yes, I looked at you and I couldn't help it. Just
That's
kidding.
okay.
I didn't throw up. I didn't throw up. I'm sorry. That was mean. But you walked into it, so I had to.
You made like
I
a
had to.
you made like an ick sound.
I did?
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm going insane.
I already knew that. Oh, you didn't comment on my glasses. Do you like my glasses?
I picked them up for you.
Yeah, but you didn't see them.
I saw them check them while I was there, and you wore them to Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Never
We've
mind.
already had this conversation. But yeah,
Did you say
anyways,
that?
guys, yes, I did, and I'm not going to acknowledge it.
And it picked up on the mic?
Yes. Jesus Christ. Anyways, guys, once again, thanks for joining us on the Gaming and Collecting Podcast. Gaming and Collecting Podcast can be found on all your major podcasting platforms. Alex is insane in the corner.
I'm making duck noises.
I'm gonna mute you so I can do my outro.
How fucking dare you? You better not. You better not. Don't you dare mute me. Don't you dare. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you?
Well, anyways, guys, sure you are. You can find all of our links at linktree/thebarbecue and you can join the GNC Podcast Network Discord server where you can
Don't
listen.
do it, there's a bully.
I do bully Amazon all the time. And with that, everybody, we will see you all later.
No, you won't, because this is a podcast. You can't see. We'll hear you all later. That's what you gotta say.
You know, just for that, I'm going to post the video.